So I think I'm quitting poker for a while. Ray left a couple hours before me, and he got into a couple of coin flips tonight and didn't win either of them. And he's pretty miserable with poker. He doesn't understand why he's not winning a hand. And, he didn't do anything great. He didn't do anything terrible, kind of just like a, guy puts them all in with pocket nines. He's getting the right odds to call with ace king, calls, that kind of thing. Whatever, he loses. So, Ray's down $1,200 tonight, and, he's miserable with poker. And I think I'm twice as miserable with poker because, honestly, I'm playing fantastic. I mean, I used to play for a living. I'm making great decisions. I folded tonight in a re-raise pot. Four of us had 160 in. I have pocket queens on a 10 high flop. Three of us check. The pre-flop 3-better bets very small, $200. First girl folds. I think about it for a while. I'm like, the only hand I can really beat is jacks. I don't think you see betting ace king right here. Just a feel type of thing. And I decide to fold queens to 1-bet, which is an overpair. I was hoping to flop a set. I didn't know if I was going to be comfortable with a low flop. Decided I wasn't comfortable. We had effective stacks of approximately $2,500. I decided to fold queens. I didn't even want to see one more. I was just like, I'm just never good here. I mean, I'm hoping he has jacks. Exactly. I just know he doesn't have ace king or ace queen, or I know he's not fucking around. So I just let it go, and he shows aces. So got away from that one very, very cheaply. So I raised pre-flop with nines. One guy limped in early position. I raised pre-flop with nines right next to him. He was under the gun +1. I'm under the gun +2. The guy to my left under the gun +3 calls. So 3 of us see a flop. The board's very favorable for pocket nines. King 9-5 with 2 spades. So I flop middle set. The first guy is a very he likes to play. He likes to play some hands. I'll put it that way. He's the opposite of the people that only play the nuts. So he checks. I bet out a nice even $100 chip. Nice and easy to call for people. The guy behind me folds, and Mr. Action Player on my right decides to call the $100 chip. It is an offsuit 7 on the turn, and he has approximately 500 and change left. So he checks it to me. I decide to bet out 150, really hoping to get a call. I didn't expect him to go all in. I was planning on betting like 150 on the turn and maybe 250 on the river. That was my tentative plan, I guess. And he decides to go all in, so I happily call. And he shows 6-7 for what was a gut shot on the flop. He turned a pair. So he effectively needed an 8 on the river to beat me. And I think you guys know what the river is. So we'll just move to the next hand. So that sucked. The next semi-big hand was I had ace-jack. It was a multi-way pot. I actually, to be honest, I forget all the details about this hand. A couple people limped in. I raised in probably the hijack. Nope, that would be impossible. I raised on the button because the guy to my left was out of position. So I raised with ace-jack offsuit. I raised to 65 on the button after 2 people limped in. The small blind called, the big blind called, and a couple limpers called. Let's see. The flop comes out ace, 7, deuce, and there were 2 of a suit. There was a flush draw possible on the flop. It checks around to me. I forget exactly what I bet. I think I bet in the 125 ballpark, approximately double what I bet pre-flop. Nothing, too big to scare away lesser hands or flush draws or anything like that. I would do want to get some value from that. The guy in the small blind immediately goes all in for in the 500 ballpark. And I wouldn't say he is the type of player actually aggressively looking for action and looking to get into big pots, but he was a newer player. I would say that he was unsure of a lot of his plays, and he seemed to have the confidence of a 1-2 player, but maybe the professional life of a doctor or something. So, he could afford to play 5-10. So it was a relatively small re-raise. His all-in was about $500. I forget exactly. I just kind of threw in a red chip. I didn't even think about it. I knew I was going to call. He showed ace-8, so the board is ace-7-2, and the run-out is a 2 in the turn and a king in the river. Then he was about to muck his cards. I was kind of keeping quiet. He kind of held up his cards so I could see him. He was about to muck his cards. He threw him face up at the middle of the board, and the dealer was about to collect him and muck him, but a player spoke up and yelled that it was a chop, so I did not get that money from that pot. And then I got into a quite big hand, which is kind of a lengthy hand, but it's kind of played itself, so I'll just give you the highlights of the hand. I had king, queen of spades. It was a very multi-way pot and a raised pot. I was the pre-flop raiser. The board came very favorable to my hand. Ace of spades, 10 of spades, and 9 of hearts. And to make a long story short, 4 of us got all in. So I needed a spade or a jack, or the jack of spades to make a straight flush, royal flush, actually. The new player was one of the people in the hand. He had ace-king. He was in very bad shape, though, although there was a side pot between me and him. He was, in general, in very bad shape in the main pot, which was by far the bigger pot. Someone on the other side of the table had a set, and a guy that was literally trying to give away his money had 8-4 of hearts, which was a backdoor flush draw and backdoor straight draw, because there was he had 8-4 hearts. It was ace 9-10 with just the 9 of hearts on the board. Ace 9-10. So yeah, he basically had nothing. So anyway, yeah, he was the one that ended up winning the pot with the 8-4 of hearts. So and I did lose a smaller side pot to the guy that had ace king. He had a little bit more money. He actually had me covered. We both had a little bit more money than the first 2 players. The first 2 players had about $1,000, and him and I had a little over $1,000, $1,400 range. So, yep, lost that one. Not feeling too good about poker. Just losing every single hand. Picked up a few small pots along the way to kind of build up my stack a little bit, but it doesn't matter when it doesn't matter. I don't know. I'm not feeling too good about poker. I'm starting a new job at the Honda dealership on Tuesday. I am feeling very optimistic about that. So I might give poker a break for a week. I just feel like whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Every time I have tens, there's an ace or a king in the board and someone has it. And whenever I have ace king or ace jack or anything, it just seems like someone else has an overpair, like pocket nines or something. So, not feeling too good. Just wanted to make this video just so you know that life is not all peaches and cream. I'm not just talking about all the good hands, about all my good plays, about everything. I do feel like I did bring my A game. Played maybe 4 hours, 5 hours with Ray, and another 3 or 4 hours on my own. Just not feeling good about poker. I mean, just losing every hand, and it just sucks. It just kind of feels like I'm never going to win a hand again. Like I'm never going to have ace king versus jacks and have it hold up. I'm never gonna, trap someone with ace king on an ace high board when they have ace queen or ace jack, or I'm never gonna get a set again that's ever gonna hold up again. So yeah, not feeling too good about poker. So I think it's time to take a week off. Ray mentioned taking a week off. I didn't really want to. I thought the table was fantastic tonight, actually. If I could ignore my emotions completely, I would have 10 more buy-ins for that table. But I am an emotional person when I'm losing. I just don't like losing. I feel like I should always win every single cash game. I don't feel like I should win every tournament, but I do feel like I should win every cash game. I feel like I should have about 15 big blinds an hour or more on the 5-10 table. I don't know why I don't win every time. It's so fucking annoying. But yeah, so I'm going to take a week off. So we'll upload this video so you know what poker is really like. It's the worst. Anyone that doesn't play poker, don't get into it. It sucks. Had some friends visit me at the table today. People that don't play poker, and I was like, just don't ever start playing. Don't start gambling. It's like you make all the right decisions. You're proud of the plays you make. Then the dealer flips over the river card, and it's like, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing.